everybody, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I have my second card for my December free card packets that I have listed on my blog. If you spend $25, you receive one. If you spend $35, you'll receive 2 free card packets, and if you spend $50, I'm going to send you all 3 of them. And this is a promotion that I do every month. It's just a little extra thank you to give you for shopping with me in my online store. I just love this color combination so well. I just think that these colors just go so well together. I love this card. So we will get started, and as like I said yesterday, or not yesterday, but the first video, I filmed that video yesterday, that's why I said that. I kind of do these, upload these every other day when I'm doing the free card packet, so that way I'm not bombarding everybody with videos every single day. So I like to tape them a little bit ahead of time. But anyway, if you are a new subscriber to my channel, or if you leave a comment on my YouTube channel, you will be entered to win the free card packet. And I'm going to do these drawings this Friday, which I believe is December 8th. And I'll post that on my blog, so make sure that you visit my blog as well if you want to be entered in that drawing. Okay? So the stamp set that I'm going to use is Smitten Mittens, and I'm going to also use the Framelits. This is such an adorable stamp set. Let me just kind of scoot everything out of my way. Now I do have some of the things already punched out for the card packets, so that way I can get them in the mail. So I'm not going to do some of that on the video today, but it's, you know, you guys are going to know what to do. I'm going to use black ink for my sentiment. And then for the sentiment, I used my 1.5 punch on the Pool Party. And that's already done for me, so that's one thing I'm not going to do on the video, but you all know how to use a punch. And then I used my 1 3/4 punch to pop out the little circle for the black cardstock. And we're just going to layer these when we get ready to do our sentiment. And then I'm also going to use this beautiful basic black ribbon. This is just the shimmer ribbon. And I don't know if you guys can see that, if the camera's picking that up, but it has such a nice shimmer to it. And it's beautiful. I had not opened this ribbon until I made this card, and it is just gorgeous. So you will get the little ribbon that we put right here, like for the little usually I don't include the ribbon on these card packets just because sometimes there's a lot of ribbon that's on there. But our card base is going to be basic black, and let me just give that a nice score really quick while I have it out. And I'll lay that off to the side. And then I have a piece of Pool Party that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I've already embossed it with the I think it's the Softly Falling Impressions folder. I'll check on that and make sure I'll have the supply list listed on my blog too, guys. And then you're just going to have a couple of pieces of scrap. So we're going to have 2 pieces of Pool Party, and I believe these are like 3.5 by 3.5 pieces. And then the same with the basic black. And then just a smaller piece of the Pool Party for the snowflake that we put on the mitten. And then these are going to be the little bands, for the little bands that go on the mittens. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll just jump right in and get started on the card. I am going to do the big shot on camera just so I can show you guys. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can show you guys. It's kind of hard with my workstation to get everything in camera view, but I am trying. Move that out of the way. Okay, so I have my magnetic plate and my cutting plates down, and I'm just going to take one of the black and one of the Pool Party. And then I'm just going to put the basic black, the mitten, and then because we need the decorative one to go on there too, we can just cut both of them at once and speed up the process for us a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to run it back through just so it's easier for me to, and I'm sorry that the camera is shaking like that, but the tripod is right up against my table, and I just really can't avoid that when I do this. but it shakes. Now I'm going to grab my piercing tool and just try to pop this out really quick so we can use it again. Let's see if we can. I'll worry about popping out all the little intricate things here in just a minute. So we'll just put this one on here again. We'll do this one. And where's my decorative one? And then we'll do, I'm trying to remember how I did this so that way they both fit on going on the right way. And that is not going to be right. Yeah, well, we just have to turn it around that way. Duh. Sometimes we make things harder than what they have to be. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna pop that right back to me just so it's easier for me to take out. I'm just gonna move those out of the way so that way I don't lose them. Okay, now we need to do the little thing for the mittens. So we're just gonna take those little pieces of black cardstock, and while I'm here I'm going to go ahead and put the flower, or not the flower, but the snowflake, and then I'm going to, I'm not sure if that'll fit in there as I'm going running it through, but I'm going to try that. I didn't do it that way on the first card that I made. Oops, and I don't need that piece of paper on there. Just run this through, and then when we get done we'll only have to do the one other glove. Okay, now this one that I put on, it doesn't actually cut, it leaves the impression. So let me show you what I mean by that. See, it just kind of leaves the impression. Can you guys see that? And then we'll just take those off, and then we'll just put this one on. And that will be it, and we can start putting the card together. Well, if I can get this one lined up, I might have to do it on its own. I want it to get straight, and unfortunately I can't make it stay straight. My magnet keeps moving it. And I don't want to get up and get my tape, so let's see if we can just keep moving it away from the source there. I think that'll work. Oops, if I wouldn't have moved it, it would have worked. Let's try it again. Let's try it down at this end and see what happens. I'm just trying to make sure I get it centered, because it's not going to be nice if we take it out and it's sideways. Okay, that looks good. Nobody breathe. Okay, and then I'll just pop that out. Let me move the Big Shot back down out of my way. And then we'll come in just a little bit more so you guys can see better. And then we'll just pop this one out. Okay. Now, if I had my tool brush over here, I would use that to help me get all these little intricate pieces out of the mitten, but I don't, so I'm going to have to use my piercing tool. And let's see. That one didn't go all the way through. It doesn't look like. There we go. Sometimes you just have to help them a little bit. Want to be careful that you don't rip. And like I said, if I had the brush, it would definitely be a lot quicker. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not gonna rip my card. There's just a little bit. I'm just gonna take my paper snips and snip that off. I'm not sure what happened there. And then we'll just poke these little things out. Sometimes it's easier, you just gotta flip it back and forth. But for now, I'm going to pause the video because we're gonna be here for a little bit while I do this. Okay guys, I am back. I did want to share with you one thing. I realized that I was probably working against myself, and I noticed if I just kind of put this down on the table and poked it through that way, instead of trying to hold it up like this, it was kind of making my paper tear. So just kind of holding it down and then just putting the end of that on what I wanted to pop through worked so much quicker. Okay. Now that we have that fiasco over with, so what you can do is you can use snail, you can use whatever adhesive you want to. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to use right now. I'm thinking, I really liked their, and I hate to use it because they don't sell it anymore, but I'm sorry, I'm going to, because it's just, I love this. And it's just so easy to use. I don't understand why they quit selling this. So Stampin' Up, if you're listening, you need to bring this one back. That was a bad call, I think. I love this glue. I used it all the time. I used another brand from another company when I was a scrapbooker, and ordered this one when I became a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and it's just, it gives you that little few minutes that you need to maneuver your project if you don't get it on there straight. You just push it down, and that's what makes the glue come out. I just love this. I've never really had a problem of it bleeding through and showing on my products. Okay, but I would probably recommend the fine tip glue pen for this project, just so you can, I have a little piece of that I didn't get ripped off, there we go. The fine tip glue pens, because they're such intricate, and you want to make sure that you get it all covered, was what I was trying to say. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put our these little things here on, and for that I'm going to use snail. Just going to put a little bit of glue, make sure I have it on the right side on each one. And then we're just going to pop those right up here. And then we'll put this one right up there as well. And you can put them up as high or as low as you want. Okay. Then I'm just going to take the ribbon, and what I did when I was doing, I just kind of bent it to the size that I wanted it to be. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just measure that off and trim another one. Like that. Then I took my mini glue dots, or dimensionals. You could use mini glue dots if you wanted to, that would work. I just chose to use the dimensionals. So I put one on one side of the ribbon, and then I put another on the other side of the ribbon. So I have one on this side, one on that side. And see, it's not together yet because we haven't put it down yet. Pull your backing off, and then you just take your ribbon where on the side that you want it to be on. And I put mine on on the sides where the thumbs were. I'm not sure if that's right or if that's wrong. I haven't worn mittens in quite a while that had to have the little hook. Now I'm gonna leave that open because this side is sticky, and I'm not ready yet to put it on my card. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for right now. So what I'm doing is I'm bending it in half again. Take a dimensional, put on one side, Peel the backing off. Flip it over and do the same thing. And like I said, you could use mini glue dots and it would work just as well. I just wanted to pop it up just a bit, so that's why I used the mini dimensionals. And then again, I'm going to leave that one open because I'm not ready to put it on my card yet. Then we're going to take the snowflakes. We'll get them popped out really quick. And you could ink around the edges on these if you wanted to. And I also used the mini glue dots for this. I just put one right in the center. Peel that off. And then just place it right in the center. And then I did forget to mention that we are using the Basic Jewel rhinestones because I forgot to grab them. Hold on that thought. Luckily, everything's right behind me where I sit, so it doesn't take me too long to jump up and grab. So I used one of the bigger ones, and we're just going to place one right in the center there. Okay. Now we can start putting it together. And I always like to, when I use this embossing folder, I always like to put the snowflakes where there's more at the top and less at the bottom. That's just my preference. Does not matter. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Okay. And while we're doing this, I'll just say, make sure that you guys join me. I have been doing Facebook Lives every Wednesday at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time for probably a month and a half now. And I give away a free stamp set. I do a drawing every week. I do it that Friday for that Wednesday's video. And I post that on my blog. So there's a lot of neat stuff. I talk about a lot of information and things like that that's going on, news updates, and I try to do a demonstration. And this week I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I ordered in my pre-order from Stampin' Up! From the New Occasions catalog. So if you're interested in that, I forgot to put glue dots or dimensionals because I was talking, but look how easy it is for me to add those because I didn't really put it down there, because the only dimensional was the one on the little ribbon. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be revealing my pre-order. I'll share it with everybody on Wednesday, the fabulous items I ordered from the Occasions catalog and celebration. That's going to start January 3rd and run through March. I can't remember if it's the end of March. I think it's the end of March. But there's some very neat new stamp sets that's going to be coming out in that catalog. So we'll have some new stamp sets to play with here in a couple of weeks. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a bigger dimensional on the back of this one. I keep pulling two off instead of one. And just put that one right there on that mitten. And then for the sentiment, I'm just going to ink it up in basic black ink. And sometimes my basic black does not want to get very inky. I have filled it and filled it, so I just really make sure that I saturate my stamp on there. So that's why it's kind of taken me a while, and that still looks like I might have turned it. Try that. Okay. And then we'll just stamp that right there in the center. I ended up getting ink on my finger. I don't know how I did that. I'm just going to hold it there just for a second, just in case I did have some bare spots on my stamp. I just want to make sure. And that looks good. Yay. Okay. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of snail on the back of there. And I've learned with this ink, it smears quicker than the other one, so I'm just going to choose to put my snail on my basic black instead of flipping that over and taking the chance of smearing it. I'm trying really hard not to touch that, guys. And then I'm going to pop that over and put a couple more dimensionals on the back to pop that up. And make sure you guys subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button. I knew there was another one I was leaving out. Hit the like button. And I'll do the drawing on Friday, which I think is December the 8th, for the winner of the card packets. Okay, there you guys go. This is card 2 in December free card packet. Make sure you visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com. Thanks, guys.